excited today. Women vs. Food is on the road, and we're at one of the Bay Area's best French bistros, Left Bank in Larkspur. I'm really excited to be here because a lot of times people think that being healthy means you have to be ostracized, that there's no way you can go to a normal restaurant and eat normal food with normal people, and that is not the case. But you do have to know what to choose. So we've come to a typical French bistro that isn't specialized in anything but great food. So I have the intuition that this restaurant is going to have extraordinary quality, beautiful vegetables, and a real understanding of fresh food. And that's actually what we're after. So I assert that when we walk in here and we look at the menu, there may be a lot of things that we don't want to choose, but there are going to be some things that we can choose. And that means you get to have your fun, have your friends, enjoy life, even at a French bistro, while staying healthy, fit, and young. So we're here at Left Bank inside this beautiful restaurant that really feels like a family. I'll tell you, every step of the way in arranging to be here has been a joy. This place has been managed and run by people for the past 20 years. Same ownership, same management. There's even some employees here that have been here for all of that time, which says a lot about the quality. And when we talk about quality, usually fine dining has the connotation that the food might not be as healthy as we would expect it to be. But that's not always the case. Oftentimes, fine dining has the most exquisite ingredients. Now, they might not always be organic, but oftentimes they are organic. They just don't advertise that they're organic, because organic food almost always tastes better. It might not always be prettier, but it always tastes better. And many of you who are foodies like myself will realize that if you buy a head of celery that's not organic, or you buy a celery head that is organic, the flavor is like night and day. So when it comes to flavor, fine dining is all about the taste, all about the look, all about the preparation. And in terms of nourishing yourself and integrating into society, we've got to be able to have the freedom to go anywhere at any time with anyone, whether it's for your family, your extended family, your business life, or just simple social dining, engaging. I mean, let's face it, food brings us together. And just because you've made a choice to be healthy and you decided that you want to stay fit and that you're going to stay young and prevent disease, it doesn't mean that you can't go to a French bistro. So here we are at the Left Bank. And here's the menu. So this is the first step. Okay, you get invited, you say yes, you sit down at the table, and now what? You know, now what? Now, there are going to be things on here that you want to have, like, I don't know, some people might, love the fried calamari, but, that is probably not going to get you the results you're looking for. Some of you might want to have a cocktail. Also, not really the best thing to get you to where you're going. But hey, who likes the food police? Not me. I mean, if someone tells me not to do something, I'm going to do it anyway. So I'm not here to be the food police. I'm just here to say what works, because let's face it, you want results in your life. I want results in my life, but I also want to be part of the real world. So I have to know what to avoid and what to include in my life. So we've already established that plant-based foods are the key to health. Now, it's not just me saying that, it's research saying that. So either you eat before you come, or you eat here. Now, what is plant-based on this menu? Now, we're at a French restaurant, so the French are famous for pork and fish and meat and all kinds of really delicious, decadent food. Also roasted chicken. So this is a very meat-based menu, which is totally fine, and I'm sure the quality is excellent. But there are also other choices here, so I'll give you a tip. You want a tip? This is a tip you can use actually at every restaurant, but especially at this restaurant. Stick to the sides and stick to the salads. So I always order hot water with lemon. Some people think this is like a granny drink, but I really like it. You could also order a tea. you know, an iced tea or a hot tea, or, you know, just drink water. It's really the best beverage there is. It might sound kind of boring. If you want to get a little fancier, you can get a bottle of Pellegrino, you know, so it's in a nice wine glass, and then you can enjoy that with friends, so that when they're drinking their wine, you can at least, you know, use your glass and feel like a part of it. With some fresh lime, some sparkling water is delicious, and oftentimes it's filtered when you get water in the bottle, so it's even better for you than just drinking the tap water. So that's one kind of beverage tip that I would recommend. And when I look at this menu, I see some amazing food. I mean, really, these people are at the top of their game. So when I look at a little section over here, it's like a little, like, beautifully designed little section that says Les Légumes. I happen to spend a lot of time in Paris learning French and just being in the culture, learning about their food culture, learning about their food as healing culture, which is actually quite strong. When you look at the grandmothers in France, they have beautiful, beautiful, very natural ways of healing the common cold and a number of maladies, all with vegetables and soups and herbs from the region, and essential oils as well. But what we've got here are green beans with shallots, yum. We've got organic summer squash with garlic, yum. And there's also some baby spinach with roasted garlic. Now, you would be shocked at how much spinach they provide when you order these sides. And you would be surprised if you ordered all three of those, how full you actually might be. And some people might think, well, I need meat in order to complete my meal. Well, if you're in a transition stage, I can understand that that might be the case. But I would highly recommend that you stick to the sides, because the sides are divine. You would be shocked at how delicious sides are in restaurants like these. They also have a number of really delicious salads. Oftentimes at French restaurants, French bistros, you'll find a typical lentil salad. This particular French bistro, I do not see that in this season on the menu. It might be a seasonal thing, like maybe in spring they have the lentil salad. But they have a beautiful salad, a green salad, butter lettuce, fine herbs, shallots, and a Dijon vinaigrette. I mean, that's a fantastic salad. Probably won't give you the same kind of satisfaction as ordering the cooked vegetable sides. So if I were to order that and I really wanted a satisfying meal, I would definitely order that and a side or two of the green beans or the baby spinach and or the summer squash. So the salad vert is a little bit too light for me with my active lifestyle, because, you know, I'm exercising for at least an hour every day. And I would need a little bit more than just butter lettuce, but that's a really delicious option. Did you know, I learned recently, that butter lettuce actually has essential fatty acids in it. That's why it has that kind of texture on the surface of it. So to me, that's like a huge plus in getting those good fatty acids into your body so that your skin can glow and your hair can shine and that everything can be functioning well. As opposed to eating like a saturated fat from a roasted chicken. That kind of oil is going to not give you those same results as the kind of oil that's in a butter leaf lettuce or even an olive. Speaking of which, there's a salad niçoise, and this is a very famous salad. And you know, there is usually fish on this salad. And you could also ask them to leave the fish off if you're deciding on a 100% plant-based diet, because tuna can have high levels of mercury inside, and that can be kind of dangerous for your long-term health. But this is a great salad. It has green beans, capers, olives, tomatoes, fingerling potatoes, hard-boiled egg, avocado shallots, olive tapenade, now they're getting really fancy, anchovies and roasted bell peppers. So that would be an easy thing for the kitchen, just to kind of leave the fish off, those anchovies and tuna, if that's something that you chose to do. On another topic, that salad niçoise is going to be extremely satisfying, especially with that avocado. And you know, if you wanted to take out those things and you wanted to add extra greens, I'm sure they could do that for you. But I love how they've done the tapenade as opposed to the niçoise olives. They made an olive tapenade to kind of give it that extra dimension of olives. It just sounds amazing. And they also have a spinach salad. And it's lovely because they've added pistachios to it and made a honey vinaigrette. So to me, that sounds like a really great salad. And this one has goat cheese on it. Some of you might love that. But if it were me, I probably would substitute that goat cheese with an avocado because my body just doesn't tolerate it. But there's some amazing salads on here. And you know, I would definitely steer clear from the sandwiches because just whenever I eat bread, I just kind of blow up. I can't keep my weight under control. And you know, there's just not much value in bread. So I feel like, you know, every nutrient that I put into my body has to serve some purpose. And the purpose that I get from bread is that it takes energy away from me. It doesn't really give energy to me. There really isn't much fiber in that bread, and it's quite processed. But you know, a lot of these other things are, you know, like escargot, like snails, or smoked salmon, or mussels. And then we have some other entrees, like a pork fillet, or a steak with French fries. You know, these are all things that really just are not even on my radar. You know, those things are just definitely gonna like make me tired after lunch. They're gonna take me a while, not just a day or two. They're gonna take me a while to clear out of my system. I mean, there's really no worse fat that I could eat than a French fry, anything really fried. So that's just totally off my radar. But what's on my radar are, you know, things like summer ratatouille. Things that are on my radar are tomato tabbouleh with a sumac vinaigrette and cucumbers. Wow, I mean, there's some phenomenal things on this menu, but I'm just steering clear of some of those heavier foods that are animal-based, and I'm going towards the plant-based vegetables that they do exquisitely at this restaurant. Now, chances are they're going to use a lot of butter. So you could ask them to please not use butter, which is going to be hard for this kitchen at a French restaurant. So you might just want to kind of give yourself permission to have a little butter when you're going to a French bistro for lunch, you know? Doesn't mean you can't enjoy everything, right? Maybe you have a little bit of butter in your vegetables, or maybe you have a little bit of olive oil on your vegetables. I think one of the biggest problems in restaurants for me, especially when they're not high quality restaurants, is the fat. The fat that they're using has to be the most affordable fat because, of course, they have to look at their bottom line, which is completely understandable. But you want to be putting the highest quality fats into your body. And those fats are oftentimes not found at restaurants, outside of in their salad dressings or the oil that you get on the side, which you actually have to test and try. Oftentimes the oils, they're very, very expensive, and they're using canola oil, they're using soybean oil, sometimes some restaurants are using peanut oil. So you just need to be really, really attentive to what kind of fat restaurants are putting in your food. If you're somebody that's really busy and you're eating out all the time, I might even suggest that you go fat-free when you're eating out. Or bring your own good fats. Bring your own little bottle of pumpkin seed oil. I know, like, my friends would be like rolling their eyes at me like, oh my gosh, here she is pulling out her bottle of pumpkin seed oil. And not only is it impolite, but it's just like, it's just not cool. I'll admit it. But you know what's even more not cool is having cancer or having clogged arteries. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be sick. So if I have to be uncool by bringing my own oil to restaurants, I'm willing to take that step. Either I'm paying attention today and I'm taking action today, or I might actually have to pay later. And that's just not something I'm willing to do. That's not a compromise I'm willing to take. That's not a risk that I'm willing to take. But when you're eating out in restaurants, that's a risk that you're taking. The fat that restaurants use can be really detrimental to your health. So if you allow yourself a little bit of olive oil, or you know they're using a really high quality butter because it's a really high quality restaurants and their prices reflect that, then maybe you allow yourself a little bit here and there if you're eating like 80-90% of your food that you make yourself. But if you're eating out all the time, it's definitely something you need to pay attention to. So I'm going to order a few of these sides and see how they taste. This is the butter leaf salad with the Dijon vinaigrette, and it looks delicious. I might have thought to ask for the dressing on the side. So sometimes these salads can be overdressed, and you actually don't need that much dressing. But this looks delicious, and I can't wait to try it.